Well, it was not the week that the South Dakota women expected as a whole, but they did win the one game they played. That came Thursday night at St. Thomas, 73-46. Here to talk about that and what else is coming up is head coach Dawn Plitzuweit. And Dawn, you said afterward that you, quote, played well in stretches in a game that you won by almost 30 points. So explain that.
Well, I thought we started the game incredibly well on both ends of the court, and then in the second quarter, we kind of got caught over helping in scenarios and giving things up on the perimeter, and that hurt us. And then made an adjustment into the third and fourth quarter, and I thought played well in those two quarters. And so I think it's just, again, it's a learning process for us, and I thought we did a good job of learning in those situations.
It was a huge night for Hannah. Let's focus on both ends of the floor individually. Offensive first, 26 points on 11 of 16 shooting. She just kind of had that killer look in her eye again, and they had no answer.
Well, she did a really good job of establishing herself around the rim when she could, but she can also face up, and I thought she made some really good decisions with the ball in her hand when she was facing up. And she at times she is one-on-one, and other times they're swarming and she has to kick it, and I think all of that takes recognition. I thought she did a really good job in all those situations, does a very good job getting to the offensive glass, and then defensively cleans up an awful lot for us, whether it's defensive rebounds, whether it's guarding inside, whether it's helping when kids are driving to the basket. But she did a great job in all those areas and did set the career blocks record at USD, so that was kind of neat too.
Yeah, I mean, that was just it. The biggest thing she did that night was catch Jody Boss, which she's been trying to do for quite some time. And 231 and counting, that is an impressive number. I don't care what area you're considering. You block that many shots, you leave a lasting legacy in that department.
Well, and it's not even just the shots that she blocks. It's the shots that you affect or you alter in those type of ways. And so she's just really a great presence for us defensively.
All right, so the weekend ends a little bit earlier than expected, but not before a trip to Macomb. You find out day of that your game against 11X is not going to be played. Lots of implications here as you get ready for what's supposed to be the final week of the regular season. So, what now?
Well, we're still waiting. We don't know. We don't know what the next part of – we know what this week holds. And I think the dangerous part is when you – and it's hard not to look ahead because we're trying to figure out from a planning standpoint what's next, what will take place. And not get caught up in the ramifications of it because it's hard to, because we play two really good teams at home.
Right.
However, this is the time that we also have to know kind of what's going on, and the decision's not in our hands. The decision's at the conference level at this point in time, and we're still waiting to find out, is it going to be played at the end of the conclusion of the regular season before the conference tournament, which provides some challenges? Is it not going to be made up, which provides some challenges? So which challenge are we going to be faced with, I guess, is what we're waiting on at this point in time.
I guess what we do know is that you do have two really good teams coming in here this weekend in Kansas City and Oral Roberts, and you also know that these should be the last home games for what's been a tremendous group of seniors. Obviously, Hannah, Liv, and Chloe get a lot of the attention. Reagan's in that group now as well. But, boy, you want to talk about leaving a lasting legacy. That group certainly has done its part.
Well, they certainly have. And they've been a part of being really, really competitive themselves individually. They have individual accolades to do that, but as a team, they've seen competitive success in terms of conference championships, conference tournament championships, postseason opportunities. They've been a part of top 25 wins at home, on the road. They've been a part of our first ever top 25 rankings. They've done an awful lot competitively. And then you look at who they are as individuals, and you look at how they've developed on the court, how they've developed off the court, and what that does in terms of demonstrating to others what the right way to go about doing things is, and the maturity level that they've shown, and their leadership skills now, and their ability to be role models. But the more you think about it, I think this group has shown incredible resiliency too, because their last 3 seasons have been a part of the pandemic. So when we get together in 15, 20 years, we're going to have some great stories. And there are going to be plenty that I don't even know about that are going to come up, because there are some really crazy things that have occurred in the last, and there always are when you get back and you talk about
Sure.
it with reunions, but this group's going to have some pretty special and pretty unique memories to share about all the things that they've gone through.
There's no doubt about it. Well, as far as the opponents that they will face, we talked about two really good ones.
Great ones.
Honestly, between you and South Dakota State, the two hottest teams in the league right now, and that is Kansas City and Oral Roberts. KC coming in here on Thursday night. They've won 9 straight games. You beat them by 10 down there all the way back in December. So a lot has changed since you saw them last.
A long time ago. They're a team that is really, as you mentioned, really hot right now. They can really, really score. They're very athletic. They can score in transition. They can score around the rim. Certainly they have McDavid scoring around the rim. They've got Bradford, but they also have perimeter kids that are in Alnatus who are really dynamic, get to the rim. They can space the floor. They can really shoot it. Alnatus shoots it. Willem shoots it. Bradford shoots it. Bradley shoots it. And it just kind of keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah.
And so all those things are really important, but where they're really, really special, I think, is that they finish plays at a very high level. They're very aggressive. They really rebound extremely well. And then they defensively can cause you some fits too. So a great opponent, a very hungry opponent, an opponent with 6 seniors on their roster. So a team that we're going to have to be able to play to the best of our ability in order to match and hopefully, contend with their type of determination and energy in the way that they play.
Meanwhile, Oral Roberts comes in. They've won 5 of 6. Their only loss in that stretch was to Kansas City. And I know Misty Cousin always throws a lot of wrenches at you because, their system changes quite a bit, game to game, and that makes them a difficult matchup.
Well, and they too are really, they do it completely differently than UMKC does, but they're a team that really attacks inside, and they've got the Moore twins right now, and they have Schumacher is still there and back, and Katie Scott is now with them inside, and on the perimeter they have this kid by the name of Kenny Jo Lippy. I think we've heard of her for a few years.
She's done all right.
And, Ariel Walker's really doing a great job, and Hannah Cooper is someone as their point guard is really dynamic, and the Knicks kid that they have shoots it from about, I don't know, like the paw print over there, right? Seems to make it. So they have the ability to really score in ways that make you uncomfortable as well. And defensively, a very, very solid team. I think they're maybe second or third in the conference in points per game and their field goal percentage defense. So a very solid team, very well coached team.
All right. Well, good luck. It's going to be a test, that's for sure. But and we'll wait and see on everything else. But for now, we know what's there. And wish you the best of luck and a happy senior weekend, I guess.
Sounds good. Thank you.